This is the portion of JD Sports where we talk about the I'm Just Saying. Last week, I went first, so you want to take your I'm Just Saying away first this week?
Absolutely. I'll be more than happy to.
Yeah.
So you know what? This week I'm just saying it kind of ties into what I was talking about last week with us coming at players that have a certain edge or fire with them. So this week, it's going back to the Cowboys. I just have to I have to do this, but when you listen to what I'm about to say, you're going to understand. So this week, Lockett went down. My man took a big blow. He was down. He was hurt. He was down for I don't know how long. It looked like he was paralyzed, honestly. It was a very scary moment. He was down. So in the midst of all this, as this just transpired, we see the camera go to Dez Bryant, and we see him mouthing off to Irving on the Seahawks. It also looks like he's communicating with the ref.
Yeah, there's a ref in between them.
Right, so it's kind of hard to tell who he was talking about. So my I'm just saying this week is that yet again we're at a situation where we are looking for a reason to make a player like a Dez Bryant into a bad guy, which he isn't. Like I said before, he doesn't have any issues with Dallas. He hasn't had an issue in Dallas since he's gotten there.
Yep.
Point blank, period. So this week we see him mouthing off against Irving and the official, and I'm gonna be as polite as possible. Then we get these mediocre media outlets that want to come out with memes or vines saying that Dez Bryant is mocking the fact that Lockett goes down.
Well, didn't they say? Didn't they say he said that's what you get? He didn't say that. They're saying that he didn't say that's what he get. They said that's what you get. He was clearly looking at somebody other than the person on the ground. So even if he did say anything by the measure of that's what you get, it might have been something about the ref saying something back to Irving.
And you know what?
He wasn't saying that's what you get, pointing at the man on the ground.
Here's my problem with it. Because number one, I watched the game in real time, and I knew immediately when they showed Dez mouthing this off.
I didn't even think of it because I was under the process. My mind processed that he wasn't yelling at the man on the ground.
He wasn't, because it was such a quick thing, and Lockett just went down. I don't even know if Dez knew that he was down.
He pointed at the direction of Irving and the ref in the picture.
Exactly.
He points at them.
Exactly. Dez was referring to the play that just transpired minus Lockett. He didn't even know that my man was on the floor, on the ground, and obviously,
if there was a person over here, I wouldn't be saying you deserve that, Dwight.
Exactly. And we got to a point where even Irving had to come out like a day or so later and tweet in Dez's defense and say, no, Dez wasn't mocking Irving, Lockett just went on the ground. And what really irritates me is that we look for a reason to make a guy like a Dez Bryant that has an edge or an attitude, we try to make him look like he's the bad guy, but he's not. He's not the bad guy. And you know what's crazy is that less than 5 minutes later, you see Dez on his knee looking at Lockett in complete awe and upset. And then you have him hours later going on his Twitter saying, paraphrasing that this is ridiculous and you guys need to get your facts straight. I'm just saying that the media, you need to get your facts right. I don't care if you're a big media outlet or these little websites that make stupid vines on the internet. Get your information correct and stop brainwashing these people into thinking that a guy like a Dez Bryant is a bad person, because all I saw in the comments then was that Dez is horrible for the league and blah, 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 this and that, and this is your leader on the Cowboys. No, you don't even know the context of it. You did see it live. You did see the fact that he was talking to Irving or the referee. He didn't see my man on the ground. Clearly, he's not going to say that against Lockett.
His reaction after the game, in the post game,
it said it all.
To me, in the locker room was enough for me. And I started reading the tweets, like you said. I started reading the tweets of people saying he was saying that, and I was like, I don't think he was saying that. And I can't read lips, so I'm not going to be sit here and say that I'm an amateur when it comes to that. So So what I mean, if they had somebody tell that website that that's what he said and it was about Lockett, then go right ahead and publish it. But I'm with you. I'm not really sure if they did that. So until I see some more proof or until I see some more video, I know it's hard. It's not like there is anything else on him. We just have to take his word, I guess. But I believe Dez. I'm with you, and I think it's ridiculous.
It's absolutely ridiculous. So again, I'm just saying the media needs to stop trying to portray these guys that aren't bad guys. They need to stop trying to portray these guys as bad guys when they're not. Stop looking for a story. Stop looking for a reason. Stop poking. What did Chris Rock say? You keep messing with a tiger, eventually the tiger's going to go tiger. Stop poking Dez trying to get a reaction out of him. Because you know what? You got the reaction, and he freaked out in his post-interview. He got defensive,
upset.
as he should, because you're questioning his character, and that's not him as a man.
I agree.
I'm just saying, media, get it together.
Well, I love that I'm just saying. I completely agree with you. My I'm just saying this week happens to do with player safety. We're talking NFL, and you can even expand it to, and I know people are talking about taking the kicks out and everything. I'm not whole on, let's go with that extreme. It cuts jobs. Guys like Steve Smith, and I know it's so rare, but guys like Steve Smith came in the league as special team specialists. We would never have Steve Smith if there was no special teams. No. So I'm not sitting here saying let's cut that. I don't know how to make that part of the game safer, and what happened to Lockette is so hard. And if the only way to do it, and the NFL's preaching safety, and the only way to make the kickoffs and all that safer then is taking them out, then unfortunately that's what you have to do. You know what I mean? Like, you can't say I want this game to be safe, and then it be I understand that, and I'm not
it's tough.
I want to take this a step further.
Okay.
You own an NFL team. Okay, which means that you own the NFL stadium, or at least you're renting the stadium. Okay, you put how many millions of dollars into the players on the field, right?
Right.
You have a stadium where players can literally 2 steps out of bounds tear an ACL.
Reggie Bush.
But we're sitting here talking about player safety. You're not even protecting your own investment.
No.
You're not protecting your own players. And the NFL isn't even stepping up and saying, you need to stop with the concrete. It's not that hard. It's really simple. When the stadium was made, the fact that nobody was like, oh my gosh, look, there's concrete about 5 steps out of bounds. These guys run at almost 20 miles an hour, some over 20 miles an hour at a time.
Right.
And he's not going to stop. He's not going to be able to stop from here to the camera. And that's basically where the concrete is in some of these places. Yeah. And metal cleats on concrete when you're running that fast is very bad for your legs. It's proven over time. People have lost. I mean, and like you said, Reggie Bush, and that's why I bring this up. How the fact that the Rams over the last, I think, 7 years have had 5 players get injured. You only play 8 games a year there. You didn't make the playoffs in any of those times. So you only played 8 games a year there. And you're telling me that 5 players over the last 7 years have gotten hurt because of that exact thing? And yet there's other stadiums that still have that. Yet we're talking player safety, so we want to get concussions. And the fact that the owners, as I brought up to begin the whole thing, because I have a problem with the NFL not forcing these owners or forcing these buildings to be a little safer for the NFL players in that regard. I have an issue thinking myself, as an owner of another team, why am I not making it mandatory? Because I got to go play in your stadium, and I got to go watch my player now. Reggie Bush is not owned by the Rams, but yet the Rams stadium, and that's just one more reason why I think the Rams are going to be gone, because these things are happening. They're not selling out their stadium. Their stadium's not safe. It's getting run down. It's old, and they don't want to make the improvements. If the writing's on the wall, they don't want to be there anymore, and the city's not backing them up as much as they need to. They're going to go to LA. It's going to be a perfect brand new stadium, but guess what? If it's by the guy who built if it's still by the same owner and he built the Rams stadium, then there's probably going to be concrete there, and everyone's going to be getting hurt. So what does it matter? It makes me so. That's my. I'm just saying. Fix yourself. Like, fix yourself, NFL. Fix yourself, owners. Fix yourself. Like, it's not hard. And if you have to get the kicks out of it, like I said, I don't agree with that. But if we have to talk player safety and they can't come up with a solution and no one can come to them, they don't need to come to me. They need to come to them with a better solution. And if they can't, until they do that, and they don't,
To me, I mean, it's not. I understand that St. Louis has this problem. I don't think that they're the only.
It's not just St. Louis. No.
It's not.
I pointed that out because they have the most.
Right, absolutely. They've had the biggest issues there. They've had the most issues there.
Player safety.
My thing is that I feel like the NFL can't have it both ways. You can't try to protect player safety one way and then completely ignore player safety another way. Either regulate it or
figure it out.
Exactly, figure it out. We talked about it earlier. Put a welcome mat there. Put some type of resistance there so that my man can stop. There's no reason why there should be concrete there so that a player can get hurt. It makes no sense.
I honestly think players would rather trip over a mat that went over into the other turf and fall into the concrete wall, the padded concrete wall, than do what they're doing. Because you fall on the padded concrete wall, you're not going to hopefully get a concussion. That would be the scariest part of it. And it's not any better than that. But heck, I mean, maybe we make the stadiums bigger. I don't know. I'm not getting paid to figure that out. You need to figure out how to make it safer for these players. It's not hard.
There's ways to do
hard.
it. You can put a mat up for them to run into, or you can put some type of turf, grass, anything
to slow them down. Let them stay down.
Absolutely, that's all you need to do. It's such an easy fix, but they're not doing it. I'm with you. They need to get it together because you can't have it both ways. You can't talk about player safety one way and ignore it another way. It makes no sense.
Ignore it.
It's unacceptable when we got a man like Reggie Bush. It doesn't matter if he was a starter or not. Regardless of who it is, you can't have a player go down like that. It's unacceptable.
It's so ironic because I think all my Notre Dame fans would laugh because they know how much I don't like Reggie Bush, but I hate it's so unfortunate. He was having a good season too, and he was trying to revive his career, and here it is, boom, he's done, and they
for
need
no reason,
and
contact.
They need running backs. He wasn't even in the field of play. He didn't even get hurt. He didn't even get hurt playing football. He got hurt trying to get back onto the football field. It's frustrating. You need to fix it. The NFL needs to fix it.
You can't have it both ways.
No.
You're just saying.
That was JD Sports. I'm Jared Hood. That's Dwight Garfield. The Twitter is @_JD Sports. Everything else is in the link below on YouTube. Check us out on Facebook. Like I said, find us on Twitter. Thank you for watching.
Stay tuned. The best is yet to come. Peace.